Hello there, everyone. It's Kev. I'm here with Kristi. It's not a happy hour
Oi.
though. This is
No.
not. This is not a happy hour. So I'll forego silly intros and just say hello, Kristi.
Hello from Cologne.
Wow, that was
And
clippy
the
as
motor.
fuck. Yeah.
Yeah, motorcycle in the street. So life goes on here, while chaos reigns in the United States. So
Yeah.
it's a good time to be in Europe.
Well, well, better than has been in the past, but yes, basically.
Yes, definitely safer in your homes here
In
on the continent, and
it,
even with you guys not technically being Europeans anymore.
well, no, we're still Europeans. We're just not in the EU.
Are you though?
I
I
am.
mean, you are an island. Oh, okay. In your heart, you're European.
No, geographically. Come on now. Can't believe it. I'm being Europe-splained by a Yank.
Yeah,
This is
there's like it's
outrageous.
Europe, but then there's like the line goes around the UK, but Northern Ireland gets counted as part of Europe.
Yeah, yeah. And we've got an internal border now. Kexit is a thing.
Kexit,
Yeah,
wonderful.
that's Kent, by the way, which is
Oh,
basically the bit of land below London between the sea and France. The White Cliffs of Dover, et al. Yeah,
yes, people would have heard of that.
which there'll have been. It was Project Fear, of course, back during the Brexit referendum, that there were going to be long queues of lorries coming over that would have to be checked, and Kent would be turned into a parking lot for the Americans,
Yep,
for lorries. And no, it was Project Fear. That won't happen. Guess what's happening?
Kexit.
Kent is going to be turned into a kind of almost foreign country within Britain for purposes of customs checks. So, yeah.
It's basically going to be a traffic jam.
Yeah, basically Kent is going to be
Kent, all of Kent.
yeah, all of Kent is just going to be one big backup, one pile up, basically. Which, is funny because Kent voted massively to get out of Europe, so fuck them.
They're getting what they wanted.
Exactly.
That's how
You can't say
democracy works.
you weren't warned, but you do get a blue passport, you cunts. Anyway, moving on. Let's not revisit old wounds. Anyway, yes. So, your native land. Well, that's an unfortunate phrase given some of the implications. But the place you were born
Yes.
is not on fire.
Yeah, the land of the unfree and the home of victims of police shootings with no justice.
Yeah, the land of the free always made me kind of cringe because they've got the largest prison population ever.
Oh, and of course, I think slavery was still going on when that song was written.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. Literally
Yeah.
in the song it says it mentions the word slave. Yeah.
Does it?
Yeah.
I don't remember that. I
Yeah.
never get that far in the song.
Well, we'll get it up on the screen. That's what she said. Yeah. It's in like the second or third verse or something. Hang on. Where are we?
Yeah.
Yes. National anthem.
It's
Also,
kind of like the way
I
that
believe
they don't.
I believe I'm
Go
right
ahead.
in saying that it's actually the only national anthem ever written on a boat.
Okay,
I believe.
probably, yeah,
Yeah.
that we know of.
That we know of, yeah.
And it's kind of the same way that in the UK you guys never sing the verse that says "rebellious Scots to crush."
Yes.
In "God Save the Queen/King."
Indeed.
Yeah, kind of leave that one out.
Here we are. Hang on. Well, I'll switch over to the tab so people can see. Hello, I'm now on the screen. Where are we? There's a bit about slaves. Hang on. I can't see it. It is there. I know it's there. Don't you fucking hide from me. Find. Slave.
Use the find feature.
There we go. NAACP removed a call. And there we go. Here we go. No refuge could save the hireling and slave from the terror of flight or the gloom of the grave, and the star-spangled banner in triumph doth wave over the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Or
I'm not a whore. How dare you?
that's how they say it. Or the land.
Yeah, because it's old timey. Yeah, but anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
So literally, it's like Yeah. Fuck you, slaves.
Ugh.
Grim. But then, yeah, also the NAACP
Yeah, kind
called
of
to
theme.
remove the national anthem because of that. Not surprised.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Could just be America the Beautiful. That would be better, but it's not America the Fascist. How about that? America the free for white guys and white women. Slightly more.
Yeah. Anyway. So, do you have the article you wanted to put on the screen to give a brief outline of the story?
Yes.
Oh, I need to give you permission to share on the screen.
Do.
Apologies.
You do.
There you go.
Thank you. All right. There we go. Oh, and sure, I'll share my computer sound too. Why not?
Is someone hammering?
I think it sounds like someone has a basketball. I was thinking they were.
Well, it seems like an inappropriate time of night to be playing. I mean, ball is life, but there are limits.
There are times for that. Yeah. There are times. This is not one of them. What is it? 8:00 at night on a Thursday in Cologne.
Exactly, it's a school night.
So once again, justice denied in a very clear case of murder. I mean, it's just so obviously murder to anybody who reads the facts of the case. Yeah. But let's just get the news report up on it. A Kentucky grand jury determined Wednesday that 2 officers involved in the death of Breonna Taylor were justified in firing their weapons into her apartment, while another was charged with recklessly firing rounds that endangered people in neighboring units, an outcome that has inflamed racial protests nationwide. So it was fine for them, even though they didn't announce themselves as police and the guy fired a shot, presumably in self-defense, for the police to fire randomly into a house and kill anybody within those 4 walls. But any bullets that passed outside of the reckless firing going on inside the apartment, that was wrong, apparently. So it's okay to kill people wrongly inside an apartment, but it's not okay to have those bullets, go outside the 4 walls of where they're recklessly shooting.
Yes. Yeah. It's difficult to fully grasp the evil at play here. Like, it's genuinely, as I was trying to come up with a way of describing this, and it's basically, it would have been better had no charges been laid, which sounds strange, but let me explain. Like, I knew they weren't going to charge anyone with murder when they announced earlier in the week that they were going to be issuing a state of emergency in the local area and were getting the National Guard ready. So obviously they weren't going to prosecute. But if they'd done nothing, which is what I was expecting, that would have been one thing. But this is arguably worse because they're essentially spitting in the face of America, Black America specifically, by saying, not only do your lives not matter, because of course Black Lives Matter, the phrase, is a repudiation of America's attitude that Black lives don't matter. They're basically saying, not only do your lives not matter, the walls of your white neighbour matter more than your life does. Yeah.
I know Haruk in the chat is Haruk in the chat is saying that 1 out of the 11 neighbors heard it. Well, here it just says the 2 officers who shot Taylor while serving a warrant after midnight were justified in firing at the 26-year-old emergency room technician because her boyfriend had fired a shot at them first after they used a battering ram to break into the unit. Doesn't mention that they announced themselves as police in this. So.
Yeah, I've heard conflicting stories and I don't trust the police for a second. I don't trust them for a fucking second.
Yes. Also, listen to this. Under Kentucky law, wanton endangerment occurs when someone wantonly engages in conduct which creates a substantial danger of health or serious physical injury to another person. Can we also just point out that while she was lying on the floor, gasping for air and coughing up blood, they did nothing to help her survive. They did not do anything for first aid or anything like that. Yeah. It was that's a reckless endangerment, wanton endangerment.
Well, it's murder. I mean, that's precisely what it is that took place there.
Yeah.
And they're going to walk free, and there's no justice will happen.
Nope. And you just can't keep killing people and then never being held accountable and expect them to keep taking it and not rise up and protest and not call for justice and not be angry. It's murder. Yeah. And if this was a one-off, it would be a tragedy. But in the context of the systemic white supremacist policing tactics that you see across the country. It is not a one-off. It is a part of a pattern where Black people are killed by police. Well, okay, let's just put it here. For some reason, white people don't give a fuck that white people get shot by police. Apparently, there's something wrong with white culture where we just go, yeah, whatever, due process.
Well, yeah. A thing that made little headline was the body footage from the police body cam that was released of the police shooting a 13-year-old, and I can't remember the exact illness they had.
The autistic one. They were autistic.
Autistic kid, 13-year-old, and they shot him. And white America just went, whatever. The fuck is wrong with you, white America?
It says here that police and one person said that they heard it out of like 11 or whatever. But anyway, the fact is that they came in guns blazing, and they did nothing to try to save her life.
Yeah.
And then they filed a fucked up report, and they tried to cover it up.
Yeah, they lied. Yeah.
Yeah. If they were so confident in the facts, they wouldn't have to lie.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I don't trust a single word a policeman ever says. They show themselves whenever there's evidence, direct evidence. It always contradicts the story the police gave. It's never the same story.
Was there also, I don't know if I heard anything about body cams, but
on what?
On the police who are doing the blah blah blah.
The Breonna Taylor case?
Yeah.
No, I don't know of any such footage, but maybe there is. I don't know.
Yes.
The body cam I was talking about was the 13-year-old autistic kid
right.
who again was shot by police. A 13-year-old. Like, there's no, and this is the thing. If someone is asleep, as Breonna Taylor was at the time, I don't know how you can see this as anything other than the exact opposite of de-escalating a situation to shoot them dead.
Mm-hmm.
Being asleep, you are, other than being dead, you pose as little threat as you possibly can to another human being.
Yeah. The article goes on here to say some legal observers and veteran civil rights leaders said the case exemplifies how the nation's justice system remains heavily tilted toward law enforcement, even when it involves the death of an innocent woman with no criminal record. Yeah. Jeffrey Fagan, professor at Columbia University Law School, said Cameron, quote, appears to have conducted the grand jury based on an interpretation of every single fact in a light most favorable to the police, unquote. He wondered why the investigators noted that one neighbor reported hearing the officers announce themselves at the door, while others have told the news media that they did not hear that.
Yeah.
They could have pursued other courses of action that could have spared lives, and that's what they didn't do.
Yeah. And let's not forget that in the civil case, it was assessed as wrongful murder, and the family were paid out $12 million.
Yeah.
But so it's wrongful, but then in the court case, they're not even going to bring a case against them for anything. Literally no, like even the one indictment is for damage to a wall, to brick.
Yeah. Well, they did shoot a pregnant woman too.
Well, yeah, but it's in reckless endangerment rather than it being the person who was dead. Yes.
And there was the point I was going to make. No, I'm already the fact is, it sounds like they could have actually done a fair investigation, but what they presented to the grand jury was basically meant to lead them down the garden path.
Yeah, because the police and the prosecution services are in cahoots.
I remember what I was going to say. What I was going to say was that yes, the police, the city or whoever it was, paid off her family, but they admitted no wrongdoing. Yeah. So basically what this is another case of is when rich white guys fuck up, they just buy their way out of it.
Well, using taxpayers' money.
Using taxpayers' money, yeah. And so this is again and again, like in Florida, some famous guy's not going to get done for prostitution solicitation. Oh yeah, another rich white guy who is held to a different standard. It's just like it's with everything. It's like also with the Ruth Bader Ginsburg. It's the white men make the rules and decide which ones you have to follow, and they don't have to follow any of them. There's always a way around this shit for them. And it's not just like it's white supremacy. It's about protecting the systems of white supremacy. So individual white guys aren't necessarily, personally they cannot be the problem, but we're all living in a system that perpetuates that problem that benefits white people like me, white people like Kevin, and it's done at the expense of and at the lives of people who aren't white.
Yeah, precisely. Yeah, and there are going to be several things I'll say tonight that some people might find controversial, and I don't care. But occasionally I might have to say terms of service, and you'll have to imply what I mean by that. We've had in the past on this show a rather anti-gun vibe, and whilst I don't for a second go back on wanting sensible gun regulation, I can't ask, especially black Americans, but white as well, because if they're going to shoot 13-year-old autistic white kids, I can't ask people, knowing that the police can kill you with impunity, not to arm themselves. I can't do that. I'm not going to advise they do it. I'm just going to say I can't, from an ethical standpoint now, ask them not to.
Right, but you see what happens when a black person carries a weapon versus when a white person carries it on the street in America, right? Like a white cop will go up to the white guy and just have a conversation with him, and the black man carrying a gun openly will have four units with 8 cops called in on him and is aimed at and told to get down on the ground.
True, no, absolutely. And like I said, that's why I'm not for a second going to say you should do it. I just can't ethically bring myself to say you shouldn't. If someone feels like for their own safety, they need to keep a gun in their house, for instance, I can't ask them not to do
that. Well, everyone has a right to a firearm in the United States. I mean, that's not it's just self-protection. That's not a controversial statement at all.
Okay.
Having
a
gun to defend yourself. Oh, well, I don't know. I mean, what are you saying that is not in line with the Second Amendment there? You're saying that you're arming yourself to defend yourself.
I'm not talking about the law. I'm just saying. I'm not mentioning the law at all. I'm on about my own personal ethic. Rather than, I don't give a fuck what the American law says. The American law doesn't serve justice. I follow the Sherlock Holmes thing. I don't give a damn what the law says. The law is written by idiots. I'm interested in the service of justice.
I mean, I guess growing up in the States, the idea of somebody having a gun to protect themselves is assumed to be the default.
Yeah, but
not a lot of people actually do it. Yeah. Well, in white America, it is.
Well, yeah, but I mean, we've seen from the way that the well-regulated militia operate in a very unregulated manner, a very reckless manner. More on that in a second. Or in a few minutes, whatever. But yeah, they don't operate in that way. I'm saying if a black person or a white person, a poor person, generally speaking, wants to arm themselves in America, I think, now might actually be the time to do that, because the law has shown not only does it not even pretend to serve you, it is at war with you.
Yeah, I just think that black Americans wouldn't feel any more safe. They would probably actually feel more targeted. And that's not because they're not outside their constitutional rights. It's because they know that they will be assumed to be a criminal just for having a gun, and they'll probably be shot just for having a gun. I mean, they're shot for reaching for their driver's license.
Yeah, but they're shot without a gun as well. So I'm not digging at you at all here. I'm just, as a counterpoint. If you get shot without a gun or with a gun, you might as well have a gun and, frankly, take your chances.
The way that we can best solve this is to actually vote people into office who will force policy changes, force prosecutors who will not cheat the grand jury system. And if we start seeing cops being convicted and going to jail left and right, that will make a massive difference.
It will, but we'll get on to the potential pitfalls of relying on voting later. Okay. Not nice. It's not an avenue I want to go down, but sometimes voting doesn't necessarily always work. It's grim. It's a grim time. This is not a happy hour. We did warn you.
All right, so that was my article. That's pretty much it. I mean, there's stuff in there then about the reaction and the protests.
We'll get into
white supremacists, militias showing up. You have people dressed up in black. I think this is a case where you have to let the black community lead on this, and not go and take it over And, you know,
Indeed.
if you want to be there to protect people, that's great. But if people start to leave at 9 o'clock, there's nobody left to protect, and there's just boogaloo boys looking for a fight. And that those fights are going to end up being attributed to BLM, which is exactly what they want. That's exactly what they want. So don't play into their hands.
Indeed. And yeah, you just saw it on the thing there a second ago, on Kristi's article. The 2 cops that were shot.
Yeah, I don't know too much about that. Like I said, last night I actually went offline for a bit and came online back this morning and had a lot of stuff to process.
Yeah, I don't know the exact case there, but, and I don't wish this to sound callous, but the fact that 2 police officers got shot, if you're still in the police force now in America, you can't be under any illusions as to the organisation you're a part of. And in a war, it's not one-sided.
I want to see a complete smashing of the white supremacist policing system, just like I want to see smashing of the patriarchy. It has to be dismantled.
Yeah, exactly. Look, I'm not saying that anyone should do anything like that. I genuinely am not. I'm not just in it's Minecraft. I don't want to see people get hurt. I'm just saying, from a perspective of especially a black person, but generally a poor person in America, you know the justice system is at war with you, and wars aren't entirely one-sided affairs. Ever. Well,
I'll just say, I think that, again, as white allies, our job is to back up BLM and the people who are leading these protests, follow their lead, and be an ally, go up and show that this isn't just the black community against the whole society. This is society against the police.
Yes, indeed. Now, there are going to be palette cleansers throughout my bookmarks. Hang on, am I sharing with you? I'm not sharing with you
Not
yet.
With me. Nope,
Well,
I'm still sharing, so you can take it back. You can take the power.
There we go.
White man.
Yes.
Used to that.
But I'm a working class white man, so I've got slightly less power. So anyway, so palette cleanser number 1, I think. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Oh, that's a squeak that turned into a yawn. Delightful.
That's good.
Yeah. They're determined to try and make Joe Biden look a lot cooler than he actually is.
Like, Joe Biden is he is very much the right candidate to be able to pull centrists and do the kind of turnout that we need to have decisive voting and just stop fascism. Well, he's the anti-fascist candidate.
Yeah, the fact that they're trying to say like he's like Joe Stalin. He doesn't even have the moustache. What are you talking about? Silly.
Not even close.
No. He should try, though. I'd love to see him with a big tash on.
Oh, man, that would just be... Oh, no, Joe Biden could not pull off his mustache. No way.
Well, I want to see him try.
No way.
I want to see him try like a proper full-on monkey tail. Lovely stuff.
But yeah,
if you don't know the monkey tail is you grow one sideburn out and it curls round like a monkey tail. Cool.
I want to see him do like a Poirot
kind of mustache. That would be pretty badass, yeah. Anyway, an unsolicited dick.
I'll solicit that dick.
Oh, the dick
is that a crime?
Is a little animal. It's a little animal.
Yes. He's so sweet. It's like a baby deer.
Pussycat.
Oh, sleepy kitty.
Yeah, I'm priming you with some palate cleansers here.
Yeah.
Retweet if you want Charlie Kirk to shut the fuck up.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I already did that. Ian Miles Chung being a pedo. Let's not linger on that. Just he's a pedo. Ian Miles Chung is a pedophile. Moving on.
Redditors should be allowed to pay what? 12-year-olds? What did that last one say? Should be allowed to perv on 12-year-old girls without being called out by Anderson Cooper, lower right-hand side.
Yeah. That's our jailbait, which was a subreddit that used to exist, which was very, very popular, which, at least in theory, was supposed to be legal pictures of, like, girls in swimsuits. But they found out they were trading child porn as well.
Because they're 12-year-old. Yeah, I need masculinism because Redditors need to perv on 12-year-olds.
Yeah, I need masculinity because pedophilia is good and you shouldn't call it out. That's the decoded version of what he just said there. Yeah.
He's still a piece of shit. Miles Chong update, still a piece of shit.
Absolutely awful human being. Yeah. I mean, it's not even really worth getting into, considering the thing, but
Go ahead.
Fuck it.
We'll get back.
Yeah.
So can we say what the original one is first? Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, Jacobin Magazine writes, even at a glance at the incel subculture reveals...
We talked about this one.
Did we?
Yeah, because we were talking about material, and the improving of material conditions might lead people not to be so much victimized by groups looking to harness that anger, but material wealth in and of itself isn't a solution to social problems.
The
incels listen good. The incels aren't having sex. They see women as objects, but they're not. Right. Yeah.
But women are. We have agency. The only way to argue that incels are somehow being wronged by anything is to imply you believe that women not fucking them are not people.
Okay.
Peter says in response to that, no.
Oh fucking hell.
Whether human beings have been wronged by the power structure is not contingent on them having good opinions of women. Every misogynist, every racist, every bigot has been lied to, and that is why they are what they are.
When you're standing, it's not their fault. They're bigots. It's not their fault. Because if it's capitalism, racist, not their fault. It's capitalism. Everything is fucking capitalism.
I wonder why people call him a class reductionist.
Yeah, power structures. We're not talking about power structures here. Actually, in this case, the incels are exercising power by the way that they harass women.
Yeah, exactly. The fact that these incels are largely middle and upper class white kids doesn't seem to enter into Peter's factoring in this. So he's not even
in the power structure.
He's not even a good class reductionist. Brilliant. Oh, this is anyway. So he's strawmanning opponents here. The person is wrong about women and is therefore not harmed by their class position, the mental health system, or some systemic issue is misanthropic horse shit.
Yeah, it's the people who are going out there talking about like how women's vagina turn into hamburger and harassing women online. They're the real victims here because capitalism.
Yeah. More on the fish revolution.
Oh, sorry, we got to check. I don't know who said he, but we should have said they for Peter. Thank you for checking us in the chat.
I think I said that. Yeah, I said he, and that. Yeah, they. Apologies. More on the fish revolution.
Sargon's fish revolution. They want to coexist.
No. Well, Carl is clearly the thought leader of the Trumpian world because President Trump said on violent protesters, quote, "Cans of tuna fish. They go out and buy tins of tuna fish and soup. You know that, right? Because they throw it. It's the perfect weight. Tuna fish. They can really rip it, right? And that hits you. No, it's true. Bumblebee brand tuna." Unquote.
Okay. See, I kind of mostly remember leaf blowers blowing away the illegal gases, the ones that have been ruled unusable by conventions on war, that the National Guards and the unmarked enforcement officers were lobbing at protesters on the West Coast. I remember the leaf blowers. I don't remember seeing streets filled with tuna cans.
Well, because he's making it up. That fundamentally, yeah. But I quite like Beach's thing here. Our fishy comrades fight on another front and are now armoured. It's true. This is the tuna fish equivalent of a mecha suit.
I mean, I just want to say, like, unless you're Randy Johnson or you're some pitcher in the major leagues, I really don't see how a fucking can of tuna is going to do anything.
You say that. I mean, they don't have to be at that level. I saw some pictures with some absolutely superb curveball technique on the tuna fish cans. I saw one had an absolutely amazing slider. Don't even get me started. No.
Kind of surprised he's not claiming they're using him as hockey pucks.
That would work better, actually. Yeah, the baseball is round, isn't it? So it would be much better to say it's like a hockey puck. Yeah.
Posey Parker is a piece of shit.
She is an absolute piece of shit. This was for the turf thing I did yesterday, but we can read. She said that women who call themselves men should be sterilised.
I think Posey Parker, I think people who call for people to be sterilised should be sterilised. How about that, Posey?
I think Posey Parker, terms of fucking service. Never mind. Bunny Rabbit?
Oh,
But no, wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Slow motion cam. Boom. Lovely
Look at
stuff.
that.
Look at it go.
It's so much better in slow.
Turns into a fucking lava lamp. Lovely. Anyway.
Wow.
Just look at the
Look
eyes.
at its eyes.
Absolutely stunning creature.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know they're mesmerizing. You're just staring into them all day long.
Indeed. Oh, and this is cute as well. The cat gives him sleepy hugs.
Oh, keep going. I hope this is a 2-minute video. Oh, look at that. Oh, it makes me want to have an animal again, but there's so much work in my tiny little apartment. Oh, look at that. Look at the love. Look at the absolute love. Oh.
Laura Ingram asks, who paid for the U-Haul? I just replied with, the wise and merciful Soros, peace be upon him.
Can I see? Can you click on it? What's she replying to?
There's the U-Haul truck, the infamous U-Haul truck. Because, yeah, it's organised. There are fucking protest banners in there. And, like, who paid for it? Apparently you can hire one for $20 an hour. Like, I know there are poor people, about right. But that's not that impressive. Like, someone stumped up 40 fucking quid to do a thing. You're like, yeah, okay. So
she's mad about signs and supplies, whatever that means, but people walking around open carry with guns just to menace people. That's fine.
Yeah, who's paying?
That's just your constitutional rights.
Yeah, who's paying for these militia to trouble the fucking country?
And it's, I'm just like, I know that you were what you're talking about before, but the fact is that when somebody's walking around open carry, it immediately signals to me that they're a right-wing thug. And I personally am terrified of the idea of like a whole bunch of people, basically, 2 armed groups showing up to protest, because it only takes one misunderstanding for that to turn into a massacre.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and I'm not arguing. Like, I think open carry should be illegal myself. But,
I do too.
When I say that if black people want to arm themselves, that's cool. I'm saying, like, for their own protection, if they want to wear one in their fucking waistband or in a holster, concealed. Yeah,
get a concealed carry permit.
Yeah, who's funding this? It's the same thing, and you'll never guess who his people think are funding it.
Soros.
Soros, yeah, literally.
Oh, wow, look at that, a sign. Who's funding free expression?
Yeah.
Who's funding free speech in America?
Yeah, literally, it's $20. $19.95. Like, yeah. The poor people can eventually do that. Yeah, who's funding these fuckers? Yeah,
exactly.
But there's hang on. There were Soros ones earlier. There's been so many replies to it. Here we go. Sorge Jaros.
Yeah, of course.
So I did the joke, and they're literally saying it. Some
George
guy
Soros,
named George Soros.
Yeah. I'm kind of surprised there aren't
literally,
more
George
parentheses.
Soros morphing into the devil.
There's anti-Semitism for you.
Yeah.
Right alongside of prison.
Yeah.
Planet. It would be nice if.
Yeah, so I did the joke. They literally believe it.
Yeah, who's funding free speech and free expression with a sign? Oh no.
Yeah, again, there are other examples here. George Soros, again, replying to PJW, George Soros. They all think it's George Soros. Yeah. Anyway, because they're idiots. Should we get into this racism?
Oh, I mean, it just piling on.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're all numb already.
Yeah, so Trump talking about elected Representative Ilhan Omar.
We're going to win the state of Minnesota because of her, they say. She's telling us how to run our country. How did you do where you came from? How is your country doing? She's going to tell us, she's telling us how to run our country. And you know what?
Yeah.
Yeah,
who's telling us to run our country, who's not fucking elected and is an immigrant? Your wife. So tell that bitch to go home. How about that?
Or his mother.
Yeah. Well, she didn't actually go up there and fuck up the White House Rose Garden, or go out there with her be best bullshit, or say that she didn't give a fuck.
No, but she did have an anchor baby called Donald.
Yes, true. But just in terms of if anyone has a right to say how America should be run, it is a person who's the elected representative of the people that of her district, and who doesn't have any legitimacy to talk to Americans about how America should be run is the first lady, because she hasn't been elected. She's only there because of whom she married. And we're going to piss on immigrants, which I am an immigrant, so obviously I'm being a little bit sarcastic here, but his immigrant wife has much less legitimacy to speak to how America should be run than Ilhan Omar does.
Yeah. Well, I think it's only fair to allow Ilhan Omar's words to speak for themselves. And the representative says, firstly, this is my country and I'm a member of the House that impeached you. Nice burn.
Yeah.
Secondly, I fled a civil war when I was 8. An 8-year-old doesn't run a country, even though you run our country like one.
Yep. Fuck that guy.
There's a nice...
Fuck Trump.
She showed him her ring hand.
Mm.
I'll say there. Anyway, I thought he wasn't downplaying the virus.
Right.
Oh, the disease, we didn't know it. Now we know it. It affects elderly people with heart problems and other problems.
Everyone.
If they have other problems, that's what it really affects. That's it. You know, in some states, thousands of people, nobody young, below the age of 18.
What the fuck?
Nobody. They have a strong immune system. Who knows? You take your hat off to the young, because they have a hell of an immune system. But it affects virtually nobody. It's an amazing thing. By the way,
all the dead people. Those dead people are virtually nobodies.
Virtually nobody.
Remember when he said it was not going to get above 60,000?
Yeah.
And it was going to be between 60 and 150, and they were going to come in at 60,000.
Well, I remember when it was 11 and he said it'd be over in the next week.
Yeah, remember when he said it was going to disappear by magic in the summer when the temperature got hot?
Yeah.
Fucking liar.
He's a terrible human being.
And of course, he always makes people behind him wear masks, but nobody in the audience is required to wear a mask.
Yeah. And should we hear his plans for a coup?
Yeah, let's play the tape.
Win, lose, or draw in this election, will you commit here today for a peaceful transferal of power after the election? And there has been rioting in Louisville. There's been rioting in many cities across this country, red and your so-called red and blue states. Will you commit to making sure that there is a peaceful transferal of power after the election?
Well, we're going to have to see what happens. You know that I've been complaining very strongly about the ballots, and the ballots are a disaster.
I understand that, but people are rioting. Do you commit to making sure that there's a peaceful transferal of power?
We want to get rid of the ballots, and you'll have a...
Get rid of the ballots?
Yep, just get rid of the ballots. You don't have to have an election. He's just going to continue to rule because he wants to be a dictator for life.
Yeah, he's a fascist. He's literally opening that up now. Look, it was pretty obvious anyway, but he's just openly stating this. Get rid of the ballots.
We'll have a very peaceful... There won't be a transfer, frankly. There'll be a continuation. The ballots are out of control. You know it. And you know who knows it better than anybody else? The Democrats know it better than anybody else. Go ahead.
There won't be a transfer. There will be a continuation.
Can I also just point out that of the states, there are 9 states that mail out ballots.
Yeah.
Only one of them.
Well,
including Utah.
Yeah.
And only Nevada is even like in the mix for being, like a swing state that could be in play of those 9.
Yeah. Do you know the percentage of voter fraud via mail-in ballots in America over the last 50 years?
0.0000001% of the billions of cast votes?
Slightly more than that. 0.0006%.
Oh, okay. All right.
Which is actually significantly lower than in-person voting.
Yes.
It's literally less corrupt than in-person voting.
Yeah, and the people who are getting busted for in-person voting are Republicans.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's a lie. He's trying to throw up as much as he can. He's trying to stack the courts so they'll side with him. This is fascism.
He basically said
naked fascism.
Yeah. He actually, he tweeted out today that people need to mail in their ballots in Florida. Because Florida is okay. Yeah. Florida, you can mail in your ballots because he's trying to win in Florida. And the Republicans are freaking out because Democrats are literally lining up. We're registering voters. I've got some stats on that later if you want about how Democratic. I mean, I voted yesterday. Today, actually, I voted this morning and I'm going to post it out tomorrow. And I've never voted this early. never in my life have I voted basically the day after or within the week. I got it over the weekend or on Friday late, and I didn't check my emails, so I found out about it Monday.
You voted once today?
Yeah, that's the maximum times I get to vote.
Well, that shows how little you want to win, because I voted loads of times today. And I'm going to do that fucking joke every show from now until November. Get used to it.
Yeah, it was even more complicated. The ballot that came through, it had to be initialed by the county clerk.
Yeah.
And I had to use the form that had the initials on it, and I had to put my mailing address on there, and I had to like submit 2 pieces of paper and a signature and have a witness, and I had to like put it inside a sealed envelope and then I have to like wrap up this form they gave me that says official ballot and tape it up around the envelope. They're making people jump through so many fucking hoops.
Then tie it to the carrier pigeon who takes it to the nearest carrier pigeon station, and then yeah. I mean,
unfortunately, I'm going to use FedEx to do it, but
that's clearly a system that can be easily fraudulated.
Yeah, I know my county clerk personally. Like, I met her the last time I voted in 2018. I think I talked about this on the election show. The town hall wasn't open because it's just like next to the fucking garage where you get the snow plows and stuff for the winter, and they only have it open a couple hours in a day. Of course, you've got a garage
of snow plows. Of course.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Well, what you should do is move. So, move south. Very low.
And so I actually had to drive to her house, and I voted in her kitchen. I voted on her fucking kitchen counter, and she was my witness. So, yeah, like, the idea of voter fraud is just ridiculous.
Yeah. Anyway. Palate cleanser. One of the weirdest combination of words you'll ever hear. Kristi.
Okay.
Do you want to hear the Red Army singing Sex Bomb?
Well, I prefer to hear Tom Jones, but literally any rendition of Sex Bomb right now will make me feel better.
This is the Red Army Choir singing Sex Bomb. I don't even care if this gets copyright struck. This is hilarious. And watch out for the fucking most primo dad dancing you will ever see.
Catch me rocking corner to you in a heart. This bomb's so long, like you can shoot it far. I'm your main target, come on, help me at night. Love stole me, hold me tight. Let me explode, although you know the route to go to sex me slow. And just I must forget, let it go. To say you are not on mine. Sex bomb, sex bomb.
Sex bomb, sex bomb. You're my sex bomb.
You can give it to me when I need to come along. Sex bomb, sex bomb. You're my sex bomb. And maybe you can turn me on.
Look at those mustaches.
You're a sex bomb. You can give it to me when I need to come along. Sex bomb, sex bomb. You're my sex bomb. And maybe you can turn me on. You can give me my mind, count on this car. You can turn me upside down, inside out. You can make me feel the real deal. And I can give it to you when you tell me 'cause you're mine.
Look at this lad. Go on.
Go, yeah. Shake those hips.
Sex bomb, sex bomb. You a sex bomb. You can give it to me when I need to come along. Sex bomb, sex bomb. You my sex bomb. And baby, you can turn me on.
And that is why communism failed.
I have to say, it must have been the 80s because that looks like Michael Hasselhoff circa Knight Rider hair.
Yeah, it's the Red Army, so it's going to be most like early 90s.
Also, can I just point out how white their backup singers were? They were all dancing to their own beat. Like, there was no coordination.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So, it was just a massive body.
To be fair, it's the Red Army Choir. I mean, I don't know what you're expecting, dancing.
Well, you think that... Well, I've seen gospel choirs and I've seen other like professional
choirs. Yeah, gospel choirs. Yeah, not the Red Army Choir. Fucking hell. These guys are like used to invading Afghanistan and shit. Leave them alone. That's why I say leave them alone. You know what I mean? Like in terms of the dancing, there's plenty of shit you can ever go at the Red Army for. The dancing, I think, is a bit much.
Man, that guy's hair. Can you just scroll back to him, the singer? Look at that hair.
Yeah, that is. It's got a very strong Knight Rider vibe to it.
Yes,
Yeah.
it does.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, Kit.
Yeah. Okay. We've had our palate cleanser. Back to the real world.
Back to fascism and white supremacy and its violence.
The long broken justice system continues to reveal how it serves and protects those in power, not the people and taxpayers that it continuously victimises while claiming to protect. This ruling regarding the murder of Breonna Taylor is just the latest example. Absolute bullshit.
You highlight who is Matt Mercer? Can you just highlight over that? Because I know a Matt Mercer, and Jesus Christ, it is. It's the D&D guy. Wow, holy shit. Okay, you don't know who this is because you don't like D&D, but there is a show called Critical Role. It started maybe 10 years back. It became incredibly popular. And what they do is like a podcast for Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah. Matt Mercer is like the god. He is the god of D&D because the way that he runs his games, he narrates it so well. He knows all the rules. He does things flawlessly, not flawlessly, but he's just very competent. He's very engaging, and he's sort of like everybody's hero. Actually, in the D&D community, there's something called the Matt Mercer effect, where people who have watched Critical Role and are so like just used to Matt Mercer's professionalism and his ability to do voices. He's a professional voice actor. They'll go to like their own D&D game and it won't be as fun. And they're like, oh, you're not like Matt Mercer. But so this is really important because Dungeons and Dragons is increasingly trying to open up and become more diverse. When I ran my game on Sunday night, my party went and talked to local, they got a tavern as payment or something, and they went to meet their neighbors. And in the module, there is a non-binary character whose pronoun is they. And if someone says he or she, you're supposed to correct them as the DM to call them they. And there's a gay couple, a married couple, that also runs a different business. And they are increasingly trying to like get more people to like into it than just white guys. Yeah. And so Matt Mercer stepping up. A lot of people who play D&D might not be that much into politics. And so it's kind of like it's important to the community that he says this kind of stuff, you know? Yeah. So holy shit, Matt Mercer. I mean, thank you, Matt Mercer. Thank you for being an ally. That's great.
Okay, but can you not bring your degenerate lifestyle choices into this, please?
Oh, see, now Blue Jay Rhodes is like the fact that Kristi is a D&D nerd gives me life. Now I'm that's like, and look at that, 28,000 likes. Sorry, 29,000 likes.
You're nearly 30, yeah.
Yeah. And how many followers does he have? Can you just hover again?
Over 500,000.
Okay. So, within a day. Yeah. Just, wow. I'm really pleased about that. Yeah. And that's the kind of allyship. We need white people talking about this stuff, especially to other white people who don't think it affects them. And
listen to how excited Kristi is. She is wet as fuck.
Also, he is hot. He is fucking hot. He is totally like, I like tall, thin, skinny, bird-looking guys of whatever background. It's just like, that's my sort of type. And he is that. So, yeah. I mean, I don't have a crush on him, but he's eye candy for me. And now I can feel good about it, knowing that he's also a good person.
Okay.
That was a palate cleanser for me in some ways.
It was.
Because of who did it.
Yeah. This one is a real shame because there was a game of baseball taking place and a police officer decided to get his head in the way. I don't know what he was doing here. Look, it perfectly innocent game of baseball taking place. Home run.
Oh, I missed this. I see mostly fuzz on the screen there. Yeah, it was T-ball. Obviously, they had the ball. You played T-ball, right? If you go back, there's a pole there where the ball was.
It doesn't matter what nationality it was.
How does T-ball become a nationality?
No, you said there was a pole. Never mind.
Oh, a pole. Yeah. There was what do you call a T-ball stand, I think?
Dave.
Yeah, it was a Dave stand.
Palate cleanser of a gator getting a massage and absolutely fucking loving it.
Everyone likes massages.
Look at his eyes.
Oh, yeah, you can just tell he's happy when his eyes closed. He's like, oh yeah, that's it. Not that so much. That's not the good part. Up at the top, that's the good part.
Yeah. There we go. That's the spot. That's the one.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Right under the chin.
Okay, we've had palate cleansers. Oh, hang on. Stop it.
Okay.
Oh, it makes noises as well. Yeah. Sounds like a fucking router or something. Anyway, yeah. So, oh god. Louisville police now saying we're going to arrest every single person who is here right now. There are thousands of people protesting. They just ripped up a huge banner of Breonna Taylor before shooting munitions at those holding it. This is what fascism looks like.
Jesus. Honestly, I kind of, I don't know that it would be a terrible tactic to just, violate curfew and make them process, like make them do the paperwork, like fill the jails till they're overcrowded, till they can't actually arrest anybody else, just exactly. Overwhelm them with civil protests, not necessarily not violent ones, but just overwhelm the system, completely overwhelm it to the point where they end up dismissing all of the charges because it's just a waste of the court's fucking time to deal with literally 15 or 5,000 or 6,000 of these cases.
Yeah, you need to take the invade Area 51 tactic. They can't arrest us all. Right.
We're going to arrest every single person who's here.
Yeah.
Try it.
Fuck you. You just got baseball batted, you prick. Shut up. Anyway, just armed white nationalist militia in Louisville.
Yeah, because they want to start trouble.
Yeah. Destiny, I hope you're happy, you stupid prick. This
helmets,
is
long
what you
guns.
Wanted, isn't it?
Yeah, this is white people policing whatever the fuck they decide they want to police because they're white.
Yep.
Hey, that's not my property, but I'm going to make a stand here because it gives me a justification for shooting black people.
Yeah.
And dirty, scummy, hippie whites.
Exactly. Yeah, not the good whites, the bad whites. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, that's a point you will notice in all supremacist societies. There were in apartheid South Africa, they had a thing called the small whites or the poor whites, who were treated little better than the blacks because it's stratified in enormously stupid ways. But they try and make the small whites feel better than the blacks, so they have some stake in the society.
I also?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, just a call back to an earlier post. It's from the chat that I saw, and I thought it would be worth reading out. So 1993 Movie Man says, Matt Mercer's performance as Anarchy in Arkham Origins is one of the things that helped get me woke after my days as a shitlord right libertarian.
Yeah. Although the fact that you were a right libertarian means come the revolution, terms of service.
No.
I'm joking, yes.
Yes, of course.
Again, it's a religious point, but a point worth making, was it? There are none so welcome in the kingdom of heaven as the sinner who repents.
Yes, right.
Now, if you ignore the religious aspect of that and replace it with, human stuff, there you go.
Like, in order to progress, we actually have to move beyond the racism and the bigotry and the fear-mongering. And the way to do that is for people to actually liberate their minds from being part of that cult.
No, Kristi, the way to do it is white genocide. It's the only answer.
Yeah, yes. Because, Glenn Beck wants women in America to have 1 billion babies.
Each.
Think
of the fucking lack of grip after that. Jesus. Fucking no gorilla grip left there. Yeah.
No, that's a water slide at that point.
This is so beautiful. I don't even know how to describe it. You see the protesters there, and this black woman telling black kids that they're loved.
Good.
They deserve better. They're asking for the bare minimum, y'all, just to live.
Y'all see that? She does, okay?
They can.
You are beautiful. We
love you guys.
We are here protecting you, baby.
Thank you. We love you.
Thank you for this, y'all, baby. I want my daughter's future to be secure, okay? I love you. I love
It's real. Thank you, Mama. We needed that energy. Thank you.
Less.
Yeah,
That's beautiful.
that's good. That is good.
Yeah.
That's very good.
Not so good. The police
Oh,
talking MAGA white nationalist militia people on tactics.
There's a lot of grassy area along the north side of the roadway, right? And I kind of set that apart as those people who want to come down today and exercise their Second Amendment rights or their First Amendment rights.
Notice the way in which she said Second Amendment first.
First. Yep.
That's not what we're here for. That's why we're sitting over here.
If you choose to come down there, there will probably be people on that north side of Churchill Downs.
So yeah, just the police giving advice to militia members on tactics and things. So basically aligning themselves with fascists. Yeah.
Fucking fire that cop.
Yeah. Yeah, another one. A Trump supporter attempted to run over peaceful protesters in Louisville. He then pulled out a gun and threatened to kill them.
Yeah, can you check to see if they've identified this piece of shit?
Let's have a look. Ted Cruz?
Yeah.
Don't think it was Ted Cruz. I can't see anything. No. Okay.
No, not yet. Well, his face is out there. Somebody's going to recognize him.
Yeah, he'll get. Yeah, the internet will do its thing.
Yep, because you can't pull guns on people like that.
Yeah, this is a true statement as it's ever been. A system cannot fail those it was never designed to protect. Kristi.
Yeah, I don't really have anything to add on that.
Yeah, no,
that's why.
Okay. Well, I was just checking because you could have been sure
Okay.
you're not falling out. Historical parallels are a thing, aren't they? So this was from yesterday as well, so it's the same day. Today, in 1955, J.W. Millam and Roy Bryant acquitted of Emmett Till's murder after 67 minutes of deliberation. One juror said that they would have done it sooner had they not been stopped for soda pop. The others lit up cigars and celebrated. Hold this as news unfolds in Louisville. So 65 years to the day.
Yeah. No, I mean, the United States is a white supremacist. Its founding is in white supremacy. Its power structures have been designed around preserving white supremacy. And what certain white people are freaking out right now because that system is being threatened and a democracy actually requires representation of the population. And they want to be a white, elite running a country, not a democracy.
Yeah. No.
And that's it. Just let people get away with murder.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that they did it on the 65th anniversary of that awfulness made me think, and I was thinking to myself, well, if they did it on another day, you could probably still find another example. Not as famous as the Emmett Till case, of course, but it's probably every
single day.
Every day of the year, there's some hideous racial atrocity anniversary on, because that's American history.
Well, yeah, and there's only 365 days of the year, and it's been a white supremacist country for 400. So.
Indeed. So, yeah, but it's a little on the nose to have them acquitted on the same day.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think that was deliberate so much as an accident of history, but it just shows how little things have changed.
Exactly, yeah, the parallels are eerie and disgusting. Yeah, the police aren't really the police, they're an invading, occupying force. I mean, just look at these pictures. They're putting up barricades, threatening people with fucking clubs, blocking off roads. Yeah, they're...
Yeah, it was my understanding that they were basically trying to make people walk, which I guess, considering how many fucking white supremacists have just driven into crowds, might have been a good thing. Yeah. I know that the reason was to make it harder to get to downtown and do the protests and stuff. But
exactly, yeah. If you look at who they're arresting and who they're conspiring with, I would suggest that they're not trying to stop white supremacists.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm just talking about
no, absolutely,
in this case.
Yeah.
It made it harder for them to just plow into protesters.
Yeah.
That tactic.
Indeed. Look at this unit.
Like they did in Charlottesville and like they've done in other places.
Anyway.
Cute cutie.
Unit. There's a beefy cat.
It is. He's a bit of a pudgster.
No, that's all muscle. How dare you?
Pudgy. Yeah, he's like the guy from on the treadmill.
This
in the last
motherfucker
show.
will outbench you. Don't start. He could probably bench press you.
I'd like to see him try. Or her.
Cat with a toothbrush comb.
See, toothbrush they like. You try to get a proper cat comb to catch their fur, and then they're just like, "Get off me."
Yeah. Look at that. That is bliss. Absolutely fucking loving it. Anyway, oh God. You can't reform this.
Yeah.
Did you say that?
Yeah, I got it. I don't like when you say we can't reform this. I don't know what to do with that, because if you don't reform it, what are you going to do with it, though, Kevin?
Fire those people instantly.
Yeah, I mean, but that means reforming it. It means getting other people in, which means reform. Like that's like I was saying, smashing up the white supremacy. I just like, it's not like I'm having a go at you. I just when you say like, I think you have to explain what that means, and don't just say you can't reform. I mean, I'm not yelling at you.
No, I'm saying you have to tear down what exists and replace it with something very different. Yeah.
I mean, the entire system is there is a us versus them mentality, and too often the them is based on skin color, not based on actual actionable information. And we've got police that we're sending armed response units no matter what the situation is, because people just expect, because police carry weapons all the time, and we need to restructure and rethink. Like I said, we need peace officers, not police officers, and we need to only like the UK has a much stricter guidelines on it when a armed response unit is sent, and the default is to not send armed officers.
Yeah,
that's what we need. And we also need ones that aren't trained to be, white supremacist allies.
Yeah.
Or basically, here's the other thing: you get white supremacists who want to get into the military, and you get white supremacists who apply for the police force, and we need to screen those people out, and we need to chuck them out.
Yeah. Indeed. That's
just like we do with teachers.
Yeah, the road leading into Louisville, and just as literally as far as the eye can see, cops. Cars. And then, as a juxtaposition to that long list, these are just the list of some of the black people murdered by police. A mural in downtown Louisville. Yeah. Yep. Anyway, so whilst all this is taking place, I'm glad to see that the US Senate is using its time very well by Mike Braun, Rick Scott on the Senate floor talking about the importance of the Pledge of Allegiance. Scott says he won't let the left take away our freedom. Braun now asking for unanimous consent for a resolution expressing support for the Pledge of Allegiance. No one objects. The Senate therefore reaffirms its support for the Pledge of Allegiance. That's worth doing. That's definitely a worthwhile use of time. It's not like America's got any other issues right now. I
call that virtue signaling on the taxpayer's dime. That's what the fuck that is. Hey, I'm a white person. I'm not touched by this fucking violence. In fact, I benefit from it. So let me just do some virtue signaling patriotism to make it look like I'm an American when actually I'm a fucking fascist, Steve Dennis. Sorry, not Mike Braun. Sorry, not Steve Dennis, but Mike Braun and Rick Scott.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, don't shoot the messenger.
Collaborators.
Yeah. Steve Dennis has done nothing to you. You're out of order.
Yeah.
He could be a cunt too, I have no idea. He's just a reporter.
Yeah, and mindless jingoism and nationalism is, again, a characteristic of what type of political structure or power?
Kind of,
call it governance loosely?
Flapsism? Something like that. I can't remember the exact word.
Yeah, something. Rhymes with bashism.
Yeah, indeed. And Helmut Mehta, one of the reasonably decent atheists, says no objection to falsely claiming we're a nation under God.
Yeah.
And no objection to the lie about how there's justice and liberty for all.
Yeah, which there is none.
Yeah. But I understand that, like, just before an election, no Democrat's going to go, actually, I think the Pledge of Allegiance is a bag of shit. Like,
it's total bait. Yeah. It's total, it's bait. It's bait.
Yeah, of course it is. Because they were desperately hoping that one Democrat, would stand up and go, nah, fuck this. America's a bag of dog shit. Because November's coming up.
Then they could scream about that, and they'll give something for Tucker Carlson to talk about instead of the police getting away with murder.
Yeah. Especially if it was a brown person.
Yeah.
They'd be masturbating.
Because then they're anti-American.
They would not so quickly break fucking speed records.
Yeah, if you actually point out that America denies justice routinely to black and brown people, now you're anti-American. Now you're not a patriot. What if you speak up against people's rights being violated? You're not an American. Don't you love this country?
Well, that's why
Not when it's fucking killing us.
That's why fascism can't be sustained in the long run, because you can never admit to a problem, and a problem will arise and kill it.
Yeah, well, like COVID, that's exactly what's happening with COVID. You can't deny the reality of COVID. It transcends propaganda.
Indeed.
Or as Trump said, it is what it is.
Palate cleanser of a cat that lives in a railway station. That's George, the Stourbridge Junction cat. Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, nice.
Oh yeah, the baseball game. I got that second. I got 2 lots of that for some reason. This was just depressing. Congress is poised to leave town until after the election without passing a coronavirus stimulus.
Yeah, because Mitch McConnell thinks that, giving money to people who would spend it is somehow socialism, but giving billions in tax breaks so that billionaires and millionaires can move their money offshores and buy shit for themselves. That's fine.
And 700 quadrillion billion gazillion dollars for the military. Awesome.
Yeah. Even though, Walmart reported that after the stimulus money stopped, their sales went down. You know why? Because the people who get those stimulus checks shop at fucking Walmart. They don't have savings to dip into. They're living paycheck to paycheck. But who doesn't Mitch McConnell give a fuck about? Poor people.
Yeah. Just blocked an idiot in the...
Blocked.
Yeah, in the Twitch. Anyway, sorry.
Oh, by the way, I mean it's somewhat related. It's a right-wing fascist white guy, which that's sometimes hard to tell apart. But today I gave money to Jamie Harrison, who's running against Lindsey Graham, because I had been thinking about it anyway, and I've already pledged that every single day that Lindsey Graham holds a hearing on a Supreme Court justice, I'm going to give another donation to Jamie Harrison. But he was on Fox and Friends whining that his opponent raised $6 million within like 2 days of the justice dying because they hate my guts. And I was like, you know what? You're right, Lindsey. I'm going to show you how much I hate your guts by donating to your opponent. Yeah. So he's freaking the fuck out, and he should be because he's a fascist collaborator.
On the verge of crying from the clip I saw. Which I think we discussed, didn't we? That I'll put this out. I will do abhorrent sexual things for you if you get me a vial of his tears to drink. Seriously, I will debase myself in ways you can only imagine.
I mean, you need the provenance. You need paperwork or a video.
Oh, yeah.
Otherwise,
absolutely.
you can't just send him saline water and claim it and then ask for a blowjob or something.
Kristi, if they're only asking for a blowjob, they are missing out on a treat. Okay.
Well, maybe they just want to start with that. They've got 2 vials. They want to test you out first, take you for a test drive, see what your skill set's like.
Exactly, you don't buy without trying. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Anyway, enough of that nonsense. You asked me earlier off air about living in Britain and whether that was okay and the rest of it. Britain's pretty fucking racist too. On a show I don't watch called Britain's Got Talent, which again, under the Trades Descriptions Act, I think would definitely qualify as false advertising. But as you can see there, person of colour, Alicia Dixon, who's one of the hosts, one of the judges or whatever on the show, wore this BLM necklace. And nearly 2,000...
You mean she used her free expression rights?
Yeah. And nearly 2,000 fucking people complained.
Fucking cry. Honestly. Go and cry. She's got a platform. You don't, motherfuckers. Deal with it.
Yeah. I don't like this place.
Well, the question was, do you feel a little bit better living in Britain, looking to see where America is at now, or do you just feel like you're seeing Britain in 3 years' time? Like, getting a preview of what you guys are going to have to deal with?
Partly because we don't have the gun culture. I don't think it will descend as badly as it has in America. And
but you have no checks and balances.
No, we don't. That is true. And things are going to get bad. Actually, another fantastic piece of absurd conflicts of interest in the government. The government's medical advisor has £600,000 invested in the company, the private company to which the track and trace system was outsourced. Yeah, the one that still hasn't been delivered 6 months after it was supposed to be. So I think that might be the most corrupt thing I've ever heard.
Oh, well, I mean, for Britain.
Yeah.
Not for America. Not like Trump, actually like spending taxpayer money at his own golf courses and putting the Secret Service up in his own hotels just so he could bill them and bilk the taxpayers while he virtue signals that he's not taking his $400,000 check and he's having flights go over to Scotland to fucking at his golf course to stay overnight because they went out of their way to use to fuel up in the UK when they didn't need to, and they never have before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I don't think it's as bad, and I think Britain has far less to fall because we're not the imperial superpower. Like we are already the residue of a once great empire. America's the great empire that's going in that direction. So like we can't drop much further. So I don't think it will get much worse here. Whereas in America, you're gonna find out what it is like to have once been great.
Yeah, but okay. Yeah, we'll just hold though. We'll put a pin in
Great,
that.
well,
we'll come
great
back
as in
2 years.
Large, immense. Not great as in
Powerful.
good. Yeah. Great like Peter the Great. Not great like chocolate.
Right, but you can't even protest outside of Parliament. They have like an exclusion zone
that's a slight misnomer.
They don't actually have to deal with you.
It is disgusting that they exist. I can literally tell you because I used to go on a thing called the lone mass protests. There's a jurisdiction, a subclause in a thing called the Serious and Organised Crime Prevention Act, which is meant to be dealing with like mafia stuff. But there's one bit in it where you have to get police permission to protest outside of Parliament and its environs, which is quite a large area of central London, actually. But anyway, I think they've only ever like twice refused applications, and that was because there were obviously going to be like fascist outbreaks and shit. So to be fair, the police don't really want to deal with it and just put them through. But in theory, they can stop you. But the point is, the really funny element of that is that law was introduced to stop one man, a man called Brian Hawes, who had a protest continuous for years against like the Iraq War and shit outside Parliament on Parliament Green, which is literally like across the road. It's a little public area with statues of both Churchill and
Gandhi. They couldn't handle
Gandhi.
one fucking guy.
I think the fact that Churchill and statue are on Gandhi and Churchill statues are on the same thing is delightful because that would have really pissed Churchill off. Anyway, and that was introduced to stop him because every time like an international doodah would come along like a leader or a fucking king or a queen and they went to Parliament, they'd have to drive past the thing with they had like big fucking placards with like mutilated Iraqi kids and stuff because of Western bombings. Anyway,
facts.
Facts about what the British government and American government had been doing in Iraq. Anyway, and the police used to harass him like fuck, and he was actually from Redditch, just down the road from me. Anyway, but and unfortunately he's now dead. But because he'd started that protest before the law was passed, and you can't retroactively apply law, they went to court and successfully fought on the basis that because he had a continuous and ongoing protest that started before the law was introduced, the law didn't apply to him. So the one person in the whole fucking world that bit of the law was introduced was the one person to whom it didn't apply. Which is brilliant.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Unfortunately, he's dead now, though, but there we go. Yeah. He lived like a homeless man doing a protest for like 10 years, and fair play to him, what a legend. Anyway, so and there's a thing called the lone mass protests, where you have to apply to do a protest, and so if you want to do a lone protest, you have to send in an application. But if like 100 people want to do lone protests in the same place at the same time, the police have to fill in 100 lots of forms. So to annoy and show what a load of bollocks that was, this comedian called Mark Thomas started a thing called the Lone Mass Protests, where hundreds of people it was like the third Thursday of every month, would get together, hundreds of people, all put in their own individual applications.
See, that's the kind of shit. Overwhelm the system.
Yeah.
Just fucking overwhelm it until it's not worth them enforcing it anymore.
Exactly, yeah. So, but anyway, it is still technically in place, but it's
make it impossible to justify the cost of the fight. Outrun, outlast. That's from Hamilton.
Okay, don't bring your gayness into this now. Jesus.
What? Gayness? Where did that come from?
It's
It's
theatre.
awesomeness.
It's theatre.
Well, gayness is awesomeness, so it's sort of like basically saying the same thing twice.
That's a joke. That's a joke based on my brother who does Amdram, and we tease him.
Oh, okay.
We tease him about that. He might be listening.
All right.
He does sometimes. I hope he is, because he would have laughed. He will have understood that
yes.
and laughed. Whereas people think I'm just homophobic now. Which,
So
you
yeah,
know,
we have to
I'm not.
explain that.
I'm not, but you know, I'm not a homophobe. I just play one on the internet. Anyway, yeah, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, so Britain's a bit shit.
Yeah, a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not a fascist dictatorship yet, so you know
No.
you get points for that.
But look at this handsome boy. Look how smart he is in his bow tie. That is a dapper chap.
That absolutely is. And I was going to say, actually, you know, weirdly, those curtains look British, and I see that they are calling him a ginger. So obviously, this must be a UK account.
Yeah.
I can't explain exactly why I know that those are like curtains in an English or a British window, but there's just a sort of kind of way the light falls through and the kind of material that is used that I recognize.
Yeah, Britain's a weird place. It's why you shouldn't be an island. You stagnate. Anyway, have you ever seen a more obvious insurance job in your life?
What is this? Sorry.
Right,
What?
Twin Cities, so Minnesota. Family believes they were targeted for having a Trump 2020 sign outside their home. An investigation is underway after police say that someone spray painted Biden 2020, BLM, and an Anarchy A. And then
Yeah, that's called a
set
piss take.
fire to the garage. That's an insurance job. No human being ever, in the history of ever, would write Biden 2020 and an Anarchy A.
No, absolutely not.
Because
No.
the Anarchy
I mean,
A suggests they don't want any presidents or any countries.
Yes. I mean, it's for the anarchists. I know they are very much holding their noses.
Yeah.
And they were certainly not motivated enough for voting for Biden, that they would graffiti it. And they certainly, even if they did graffiti it, they wouldn't put the anarchy symbol next to it because it would just make them ill.
Yeah, that would. Yeah.
So
yeah.
This is
so.
bullshit.
This is an insurance job. I hope they don't get a penny. Anyway, cute.
Do
cat.
a handwriting check of the people in the house.
Just a cute cat. No excuses needed.
A purloaf.
Yeah. Cat. I think I've got mostly palate cleansers now, but this is just a cat that's a vicious murderer. Look at it.
No, mine. I'm gonna get it. If I'm not pull, I gotta use two. It's so confused. Should I use the hand to pull or use the hand to claw? Oh, I can't decide. That kitty has a multi-attack. 1 bite and 2 claw attacks.
There we go. Got it. Nailed it.
Very sweet.
The 3 Mouseketeers.
Sweet.
Those
so
are well-behaved
sweet.
cats.
Yes.
And then we've got It's a Hard Day. Have a Pile of Kittens.
Thank you. Needed that.
Yeah, it's a pile of
Although
kittens.
they really need to wipe off their camera lens before they take pictures to get rid of that soft
But anyway,
focus.
human, cat, and dog as nature intended.
I'm Pillow.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm done. Those are my bookmarks. We needed to end with palate cleanse because that's.
Well, you missed out one of the things that is a palate cleanser, but I've got it in my bookmarks.
What's that then, Kristi?
That is Donald Trump getting booed.
Yes, I didn't. I saw it, but I didn't put it in my thingy.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Let me do the screen sharing thing. Actually, can you? Oh, I guess you can't share with me. You can't force me to share. I have to. You need my consent, which I guess is how it should be.
Kristi is saying words now.
Yes. The winner of the November election will be inaugurated. There will be an orderly transition.
Put your messages away.
What?
Put your messages away.
My messages. Oh, right. Oh, yeah. I just want to say, CRP was trying to troll me earlier, and I just dunked on him and called him
Do you want to just show us then? Fuck it.
Oh, yeah, sure. I haven't seen his most recent one.
It's probably something very racist.
I was like, oh, yeah, you're unhinged and delusional. Because what did he say? He told me that Trump was going to win. And I was like, have you looked at the polls? And he said, the polls last time were wrong. I was like, no, the national polls are actually off by 1%. You just don't understand what a likely voter or a voter thing means. And then, yeah, here, I don't have to, okay, I'll go back. Keep telling yourself that the riots have made people terrified of voting for Biden, Harris, Antifa, BLM, and the polls are farther off the mark because...
I didn't realize that Antifa and BLM were on the ticket. That's good.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
that.
that's all
Thank
he
you.
said. Yeah. Then they were in 2016 because people are lying to pollsters.
Well, there was this.
I don't have.
As the CEO of
Yeah.
Antifa, I can't help but feel they should have contacted me for copyright issues. They're going to use our name on the
So
ballot.
he was trying to. Yeah. He was trying to tell me. So I was spamming him with a bunch of like Republican voters against Trump videos. And then I said, I don't have to tell myself anything. All I have to do is read the news. The national polls in 2016 predicted HRC would win the popular vote by 3%. She won by 2%. You should learn what polls measure. And then I just dumped on like all the stuff we showed on the show with he's ahead with Catholics, he's ahead with young people, he's ahead with Hispanic, Latino, Latinx people. He is their right vote is being eroded. Biden is getting into white seniors and white people with college educations like last time. And also then I showed him this, which was voter registration is surging after Ruth Bader Ginsburg's death. And this quote, just over 62% of those who they helped register since her death were female women. Those who registered the most were between the ages of 25 and 34, which he's winning 2-1, and close to 25% were ages 18 to 24, which he's also winning by 2-1. So I said, and Biden's lead with women voters is upwards of 20% in terms of the percentage point, the gender gap. So I said, the only demo Trump does well with is white men without a college degree. And then he's like, look at yourself. You're so sure. If you were so sure you were right, you would need to convince me. So he tells me Trump is going to win. I present data that Trump is losing. And then he's like, ha, ha, ha. If you were so he's trying to gaslight me.
Well, it's
Are
ridiculous.
you trying to convince?
It's ridiculous because you can exactly turn that around and say, if you were so sure, why did you even bother messaging me, you dopey old fuck?
Yeah. I didn't message him. He just showed up in my DMs after looking, apparently, the fact that I voted and asked how many ballots I was going to send in. And I said, yeah, look at yourself. You're so sure you're right. You need to convince me. I was like, well, LOL, clearly you're clueless as to polling data. I just made it easy for you. Facts over feelings.
By the way, if anyone wanted to go and report this for harassment, because this is harassment of Kristi, I think. Fuck him. It's
a private message.
Who cares?
Yeah. And then he said, projection, my name is Kristi Winters. I'm like, well, I'm clearly not projecting because unlike you, I understand polls, but I get your fragile ego can't process knowing less than a woman. So you have to try personal attacks. It's okay. I know you're an insecure man baby who lives in a far right bubble of faux machismo, blah, blah, blah.
Faux machismo.
Yeah, faux machismo. So yeah, that was my messages. The rest of it's D&D stuff. So and you don't want to see my notifications.
The rest of it's D&D stuff. That stuff's too embarrassing to show you. I can't. No, that's too much.
Yeah, so this were some of the other this is just in Georgia. I sent him this as well. I was like, I'm just going to send you updates so you're not ignorant about what's happening in American elections anymore. So now every time I see something where Trump is losing, I'm just going to forward it on to see.
Did you hear who went down to Georgia?
I heard the devil went down to Georgia.
Yeah. That's my only reference. That's that and sport are the only things I know about Georgia.
This is amazing. 337,000+ Georgians who didn't vote in 2016 requested ballots this year. 27% of black voters, 49%.
Are we sure
Hispanic.
That's people from Georgia or people from the Georgian period?
I'm pretty sure it's just Georgia.
Because if so, I mean, Trump's thing about dead people voting would be correct if it was the latter. Because those people are very dead now.
So yeah, exactly. Like just to get back to sort of like ignore your point.
Well, I didn't have a point. You can't ignore that which didn't exist.
I think we're getting basically actual representation of the population in the voting requirements.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I want people to actually turn out, not just because it would help generally more progressive causes, I think, but it would actually be a proper representation of what the people wanted.
Yeah.
You'd actually have to listen to like all of the people.
Yeah, instead of running in a gerrymandered district that only caters to far right white people, you would have to actually compete for votes.
Yeah, you need to stop gerrymandering. Yeah, there needs to be an independent commission.
For in every state.
Anyway.
Yeah, so stupid, sorry, like Muppet here, aspiring housewife. Unpopular opinion, too many people are allowed to vote. And yes, as a woman, I would support repealing the 19th Amendment.
Well, that surprises me as the Western infidel. Because it seems like with your attitude towards women, you'd actually get on very well with Muslim extremists.
Yes, yes. And Elizabeth Rogers replies, maybe we should prohibit white men from voting. That change your decision? If you're going to pick a group at random to stop voting, how about white men have had 400 years of voting, and a bunch of us need time to catch up. So how about we just take away their rights?
Yeah, there's like 100-year hiatus on white men being able to vote.
Yeah, this is pretty scary. You have to listen to this. Where's the sound? All right, go back.
Wants to recruit an army. Well, that's the thing. I mean, I was going to be drafted into that army, but I've got bone spurs. It's a whole thing.
The radical left are laying the groundwork to steal this election from my father, President Donald Trump.
By voting in a legitimately and according to the law.
No, say it properly. They're advocating for your mother's rapist to lose the election. Donald.
Yeah, by voting. That's a threat to you. I get it.
Yeah.
All right.
They are planting stories that President Trump will have a landslide lead on election night, but will lose when they finish counting the mail-in ballots.
That's not a story. It's just about when the votes get processed, and it's only going to happen in certain states. So anyway.
Their plan is to add millions of fraudulent ballots.
This is fascism.
Why wouldn't you dopey cunt? Why wouldn't they just do that before the election? Why leave that possibility, that story open to you? Why not just add them on the night if they were just going to cheat?
Yep. I mean, this is basically, it's all about delegitimizing the elections.
Yeah.
And the only thing that is the only outcome they will accept is a Trump victory.
Well,
even if he doesn't get the most votes.
The only chance he has of remaining in power is even if he loses the election, which seems very likely, is he'll go to the courts, I think, naturally, because Trump won't just accept it. And he wants to stack the courts so they'll side with him. You know?
Yeah. It's a quid pro quo in his mind. Everything is a quid pro quo for him.
Your vote and overturn the election. We cannot let that happen.
He's so coked off his tits all the time.
Isn't he?
It's just so obviously off his face. Like
his nose is all stuffed up from all the coke he's been doing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
He's starting to look like, you know, the picture of Dorian Gray.
Yes.
It's like that, but someone's cut his someone slashed up his thing, and all his past sins are getting to him now.
Happen. We need every able-bodied man, woman to join Army for
Not
Trump's
children, though. Fuck the children. Oh, no, so that's what my dad does. Sorry. No, my bad.
But he actually called it Army for Trump's election security, like Army for Trump. That's what they're recruiting. An army.
Why not just call it the brown shirts?
Yeah, I mean it's a snappier. It's got a color in it. Maybe a gold shirts for you.
Although
Donald.
they don't like brown so much. Maybe the white shirts.
Yeah.
Maybe the white hoods.
Yeah. Just get out your white hoods. Get out your white KKK wear.
Well, that's a bit like a mask. Oh, it's a nightmare. Oh no. It's confusing when you just make up any old bollocks because your entire political philosophy is based around just annoying people.
Yeah. Sorry, this is so quiet. But...
Army for Trump's election security operation at defend.
So anyway, yeah, he's a fucking fascist.
Yeah, they're trying
just like his dad.
They're trying to get like a weird fucking Freikorps brown shirt shit going.
Oh yeah, and check this out. The Florida AG is calling for an investigation into Bloomberg's backed felony voting rights effort, which I donated to this week. The former mayor helped raise at least $16 million for felons to pay off outstanding legal fines and fees. So they have already paid I think they have, or they are on track to pay the fines for 32,000 individuals who are registered to vote but have fines that are preventing them from vote. And Matt Getz went on Fox and Friends saying, you're not allowed to give people money to entice them to vote. Like, one, they're not giving them money. Two, they can't fucking vote. That's the point.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I don't know how this doesn't qualify as a poll tax.
Yeah, well, the courts are stacked by Trump.
That's so obviously. You're saying for one to finance, you are not allowed to vote. That's a poll tax.
Yep. And also, if someone else pays your fine, that's not an enticement to vote. It just means you have the right to vote if you want to.
Well, that's
it's
always
not being done in exchange for a vote.
Yeah, that's always confused me when you ring up like to pay a fine or whatever, and you have to prove that you're you. Why? If someone else rings up pretending to be me and pays my fine, let them.
Yeah.
What do you fucking care who pays? Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so this, I mean, I'm sure Bloomberg has enough money to make sure it gets, well, there's not in it, they're calling for an investigation. One hasn't been done yet, but.
And it won't. It's just election
yeah.
bullshit.
Yep.
Typical fucking all show, no action.
Yep. I'm looking for the thing that made me so happy, and I'm not finding it.
Oh, it's Pink Beard.
So, you want to watch the booty? Yeah, but he's reacting to people who are giving hassle to the strippers. Should we watch the strippers?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So this is yeah. I mean, there's nothing in here it's just butts. So I think it's fine. But
that's very dehumanizing, Krista.
No. I mean, in terms of what gets shown, there's no like nipples on camera.
Although Kristi is all about the
like
ass,
that.
you know.
I am about. I do like a thick booty. So yeah, I mean, these women
as
got
previously
together.
discussed, Stalin was your man.
Because he's thick.
He is the thickest.
That's a reference to your comment that you left. Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah. So everyone enjoy.
Get your booty to the pole, 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 yeah.
Do we get your attention? Good.
So, you're really not gonna vote? You know it's more than just the president on the ballot, right? Check it.
A district attorney decides who to prosecute,
including whether or not to go after dirty cops.
Do you know who elects the DA?
We do, but you don't want to vote.
Can't make it rain if you locked up on some bullshit.
Want trades and coding taught in our schools? Then vote for the school boards that will prepare us for the job market.
Want to end cash bail? Well, then vote for the sheriffs and county officials that feel the same way you do.
But you talking about, they gonna pick who they gonna pick, shawty.
Ferguson just elected their first black mayor.
You know how that happened?
It's clear Black lives don't matter to some of our current elected officials. If they matter to you, then don't let other people decide who's gonna run your community. Get your booty to the poll.
Get your booty to the poll.
Get your booty to the poll.
Get your vote, yeah. Vote, stretch.
For information on how and where to vote, as well as resources to find out who's running where you live, go to getyourbootytothepoll.com.
Get your booty to the poll, get your booty to the poll.
Yeah, imagine a party political broadcast that looked like that in the UK.
Well, I could see Boris Johnson twerking, yeah. I don't want to see it, but I could see it happening, yeah.
Yeah. So some people were hating on these women for their activism. If we're going to support sex workers or people who are in the sex industry, then fucking support them, you know?
Yeah.
So Kenny decided to drag a motherfucker. So we'll hear what he has to say.
So let me get this straight. So motherfuckers are mad that these strippers decided to get on the damn pole to get niggas to the pole. Because all they did was get your motherfucking attention. And then they gave so much insightful information about voting, about who we elect, and your power as a voter. Because a lot of you motherfuckers refuse to do research for your motherfucking selves. See, the problem that I have is there's so many niggas pent out to try to stop us from motherfucking moving. So many crab in the barrel ass mentality motherfuckers I see online. What I want y'all motherfuckers to do is mind your goddamn business. Strippers have every damn right to say what the fuck they want to say, especially being the fact that COVID-19 has stopped them from getting wages. So they have every right and everything that's in stake in this damn election, just like you do. So you sitting here talking shit about them, but yet you same motherfuckers was watching P-Valley just last week. So let me get this straight. So motherfuckers...
I love the way black people, especially in America, although it's certainly a thing here too, speak when they're in their more natural state, when they don't do when they have to code switch for like work or whatever. But when they're talking about that, was it crab apple in the barrel, motherfuckers? Like it's poetic. It's like it's like a kind of slightly surrealist piece of performance poetry. It's beautiful. I love it. It's more than the staid, boring shit I talk.
Yeah.
I just talk in fucking stale sentences. So
I mean, the whole history of rap came from like spoken poetry, which is very much like within the whole jazz tradition and definitely rooted in African American culture.
Yeah.
You know, that use of language, and seeing language as a craft. Yeah.
Well, talking of boring motherfuckers who are white, should we click on Tommy Lauren? Because that description suggests. Oh, what are you doing?
Oh, which I was gonna.
She's trending. She'd be trending.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was gonna get the boo, but what's this all about?
Oh yeah, well we can do that afterwards. There's no problem.
Tommy Lauren's not a white supremacist. It's just a coincidence that in every high-profile case, when someone ends up being killed, she decides that the black person was the one who was wrong. It's just a very big coincidence.
So what did she?
So yeah.
What did she say? She is garbage. She is garbage.
Yeah. Do you know Tommy Poznansky? He does art and he does stuff like this.
Is hot racist garbage? Correct.
Let's see. Plus, Tommy Lauren trending. Just don't look. So yeah, she probably said something awful because she's a piece of shit.
Well,
she's a racist.
So she probably said like, "Oh, Breonna Taylor was wrong for."
She was breathing
for being asleep.
Yes.
In her own fucking home.
In her own home, murdered in her own home, and that the cops just stand over.
Even in your own fucking home, you're not safe. Like, god damn. Sorry. I mean, yeah. Anyway, so you wanted to do the Donald Trump being booed, which is good.
Yes.
It's cathartic.
It is.
If you get a chance to boo Donald Trump, boo the cunt.
Absolutely, definitely. Go for it. All right, I know what to search now.
Vote him out. Yes.
That's what they were chanting.
Indeed, they were.
All right. There's a really nice. Okay. Yeah, this will work. I saw an NBC one earlier that was a nice steady shot, but this will work as well. Yeah.
Well, this is MSNBC, so that's 2 more letters.
Even worse. Yes, it's even more left. Okay, here we go. So yeah, they went out to pay their respects to Justice Ginsburg, and they actually had to face a non-handpicked crowd of self-selected MAGAs, and Trump had to actually deal with the public.
Well, you say, I mean, everyone else there was there to defend, honor the dead. Donald Trump just wanted to see a dead Jew. Let's be honest.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Kevin. All right, let's just go on with this. Where's my sound? Hold on. Sorry. Oh yeah, there it is. Quiet. And they see him. And then I'm pretty sure it's women's voices. You can start to hear the chant.
Or we could do a dead one.
Then it really catches on.
And I love he's doing that stare where you pretend.
Yep.
You pretend you can't hear. Like, I can't hear what they're saying there. That's fine. But I think that's
Totally
disgusting.
hear it.
Why would you boo a dead person? These people are outrageous. And he just left.
Him out.
He just left.
Yeah.
What an absolute little turd.
That's what happens when he actually has to face people who aren't his sycophants.
Yep.
I'm just going to keep that on a loop for like a week.
When he loses in November, I might just put a video of me masturbating on the internet. Just with the news on. You can hear the news in the background. Wolf Blitzer talking shit or something, and I'm just me jerking off.
Well, at least do it like from the camera behind you.
No, I'm
and
not
then like a
my penis.
lotion.
No, it's right. All you'll see is like, hang on, I'll go to my screen so I can see where the cutoff.
Okay,
is.
you're gonna start.
Yeah, so it'll be like, I'll just, for the audience watching at home, all you'll see is like the arm, jittering back and forth like that, and the dick will be just off screen. And I won't actually be masturbating. I just meant like I'll simulate masturbation to the idea of me wanking to the news. Anyway, so that'll be that.
Well, I mean, if the guy actually getting himself off is still on YouTube, because that's not a violation of terms of service.
Well, you can't. Yeah, again, you can't see anything. No, it's fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, I wasn't suggesting I'm going to put my penis on the internet.
Good.
Mainly because even though the internet's big, it couldn't handle me. Ho ho.
Oh, by the way, did you even notice that Ron Johnson dropped his big bombshell report yesterday?
On what?
Yeah, exactly. You know how he's been using taxpayer-funded money and saying, "Oh, these are terrible things I found out about Biden and Ukraine and Burisma and Hunter Biden, and it's all going to come out in my report."
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the only reason I know the fucker's name, but I didn't hear.
Yeah.
I didn't even hear this. What happened?
It came out, and it's basically a rehash. Like, nothing new came out, and it's all just the discredited. Yeah, I think.
Of course. Why was I expecting it to be like? Actually, yeah, he found out Hunter Biden blew fucking Donald Trump or something. Actually, no, what would he say that? Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, literally, he was bigging this up.
To be fair,
for
his
months.
name is Ronald Penis. So...
Yeah, I think. Republican Inquirer finds no evidence of wrongdoing by Biden.
Fucking hell.
The report delivered on Wednesday appeared to be little more than a rehashing of unproven allegations that echoed a Russian disinformation campaign.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, that guy
they can't even do a
Wisconsin.
smear job properly.
Nope. He's up in 2022.
He's your senator, is he? Or one of your two senators?
Yeah, I'm going to start saving up money right after 2021 to donate. I'd love to donate the match.
You should run against
whoever
him.
runs against him.
That'd be hilarious.
You know, I'm not
I'd
running
vote
against
for you
him,
loads
but
of times. So
somebody I know is actually running against Glenn Grothman in Wisconsin. She's a state representative elected in the Fox Valley area for the Oshkosh area, Jess King.
Yeah.
She and I weren't in Model UN at the same time, but I know her because she also went at the university. We both did Model UN. Yeah, and she's like my friend on Facebook, and now she's running against Glenn Grothman.
Do you say
it's awesome?
Grothman.
Glenn Grothman, yeah.
Well,
and my friend Corey Mason is the mayor of Racine, which is right next to Kenosha, which is also really cool.
I'm not a Grothman, I'm a Shothman.
You're not a grower, you're a shower.
Indeed.
Oh, and do we want to, should we watch Lindsey Graham whine? Like
yes.
A little whiny baby?
If he loses as well, I might have to put 2 videos of me masturbating on the internet.
Let's see. I kind of thought they would have it up. Okay, well, we'll put Lindsey Graham Fox and Friends.
I like that hashtag Lindsey Graham is losing is a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I do hope he gets cancer in Minecraft.
Okay, here we go. Otherwise, I know that I have it on my own Twitter feed because, this was him 6 hours ago. And he's, this I gave $50 today.
Oh, look, give him a lollipop. Oh, look at that little face. Oh, he's so upset. Seriously,
he manages to
your
not
pain
wrinkle.
sustains me.
Yeah, he's managed to not wrinkle so much because he's wear the hood so much during his youth. the Klan hood.
Well, not just that, but he's one of the lizards who had his suit properly fitted. He's got a bespoke human suit.
Yeah, it has to pass muster because he's going to be on TV a lot.
Exactly.
His lizard eyes.
You can't be the leader of a fucking senatorial committee and not have a crisp human suit.
Yeah, actually, this is the whiny clip. So we'll watch. We're not going to watch him pretend like he's not. Covering for Trump and I'm not going to accept the peaceful transfer of power bullshit. Okay, here we go. He's whining. Oh,
my opponent will
turn it way up because the sound is super low. So apologies.
almost $100 million, Ainsley, in the state of South Carolina. The most money ever spent in the history of the state on a Senate race was by me in 2014 when I spent $13 million. He raised $6 million from the time Justice Ginsburg passed away within 72 hours. And God bless Justice Ginsburg. We're celebrating her life. I appreciate waiting to Saturday to announce the replacement, but I'm being killed financially.
Waiting till Saturday? Oh, thanks. Thanks. I mean, she'll barely be in the ground. Well done.
Yeah. Do you know why you're getting killed financially? It's because you are pushing through an appointment against your own hold my words against me diatribe from last year.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And when you say it's because the people hate me, that's not a good sign for an elected rep. Just saying. That's sort of the exact opposite of the situation you want.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Hold on. Yeah, we'll finish this, and then I see the Tommy Lauren thing, and we'll click on the response thing over there in the corner. Okay.
To announce the replacement, but I'm being killed financially. This money is because they hate my guts.
And I was thinking, you know what? You're right, Lindsay. Here's money for your opponent.
Yeah, if they hate your guts, I mean, those are your bosses. Those are the people who put you in the position, right? Like, that's not good.
Yep.
Yeah. Tommy, what are we doing?
I'm looking see if there's a video clip.
That's such a random sentence. Tommy Lauren blocked me because I told her she was bad at making sandwiches. What an insult that is. You can't even make a good sandwich. Like, okay. Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, since she's trending, she'll do anything for money. Just looking here. Oh, I followed that account. I don't see anything like any video of her, but let's just assume that she's a piece of shit because we know already that she is.
Yeah, she almost certainly just said something horrible, yeah. Presumably about Breonna Taylor.
Yeah.
Given the time.
Yeah. So let's just see what this looks like. It could be edifying. Everybody at Tommy Lauren right now.
Shut your bitch ass up before I get to talking shit about you.
That's just a general. I think that's a general state of being. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. All right. Yeah. So that's what I've got. That's what Trump getting booed and Lindsey Graham saying I'm getting killed financially was pretty much like the highlight of an otherwise completely shitty day.
Yeah. So we're basically That's that. 0 drop frames, kilobits per second, absolutely fucking
kicking
the internet
it in
senseless. Lovely stuff. It's dick flicking the entire internet.
It's Peter coffining itself.
Yes, it's having terrible takes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I don't know why am I looking at the camera. I'm not even on the fucking screen anymore. Dopey prick. Sorry, go on. Matt's Hummels. We're sponsored by Matt's Hummels.
And Hummels figurines.
And Hummels figurines, yes.
Yeah, we've forgotten about them lately. And they're not a sponsor of trash movies, though.
No, fuck that, no. That's sacred. That goes without advertisements.
That looks like it's going to be Saturday night, Kev and I are talking. So
yeah, Saturday night, 7 p.m. Probably on Kristi's channel. Yeah.
Yes. So, I'm sorry that the world sucks, everybody. It'd be fun if we could just go back to making fun of Carl running for UKIP and not getting any votes. But
you can say that you're sorry. I'm just going to say I fucking told you so.
To everybody?
Yeah. I told you years ago, misanthropy. It's the only acceptable response. And everyone was like, no, human beings aren't evil. Yes, they fucking are.
All right. And on that bombshell.
Is that a bombshell? I don't feel like that's a bombshell.
Not really, but I felt like a way to segue.
Yeah, okay. If you insist. Anyway, so, yeah, thank you for coming on, Kristi. This was, I don't want to say fun, but less shit than it might have been.
Therapeutic? Maybe?
Yeah.
Like
we got to see the Red Army singing Sex Bomb, so...
That I did not expect tonight.
Yeah.
And they say like misery shared is misery halved, or is it just because you're spreading it around? I don't really know.
Well, I've heard you like to spread it around, yes.
Especially during COVID. Yeah, if I can, I'm gonna have a Russian accent version of "sex bomb" in my head for the rest of my night.
Well, I love the fact that he couldn't really pronounce the words properly, which is fair. He's not a natural English speaker, but it's just funny. It's just funny. I'm sorry.
I'm sort of surprised they didn't do the. Sometimes you'll see that at German shows, like live shows during the Christmas markets or whatever, and they'll change the words from English songs into German. They'll just sing the German version of the lyrics, which is also kind of weird, but it's easier to pronounce, I guess. But I suppose, yeah. So, but
okay,
there you go.
Well, goodbye
Sex
from me.
bomb, sex bomb.
And goodbye from Kristi. Say goodbye, Kristi.
Goodbye, Kristi.